with what is essentially their under-20 Victorian second division squad. They play in VPL 1. They sit second in the ladder there behind the Bentley Greens. Their squad is exceptionally young this evening. They've left the likes of Matthew Leckie, Aziz Bajic, the Socceroos, Andreas Kuhn, their playmaker, Herman Ferreira, all left at home this evening. And so APIA's chances of registering that cup set, well, they may have just received a little shot in the arm. All of that, of course, is on paper, because as we saw last night, the form book and the favouritism counts for little out on the football pitch. Olympic Kingsway set the tone with their victory over Melbourne Victory at home in spectacular scenes out west. Well, now on a wet and cold night on the land of the Wungal people of Eora Nation, APIA Leichhardt will be looking to follow in those footsteps. 7 years after beating Melbourne Victory in the Cup, tonight they have the chance to do likewise against Melbourne City. APIA are bringing in plenty of form as well, with 6 wins and a draw in their last 7 matches, as we have a look at how the two sides line up. APIA Leichhardt, coached by Franco Parisi, who was in that squad that defeated Melbourne Victory back in 2018. He's made 4 changes from the side that beat Mount Druitt 2-0 over the weekend, a match that started on Saturday. They played 15 minutes before floodlight failure meant that they had to come back on Sunday afternoon and finish the match. Canadian Drayden Kelly and defender Michael Kuta both come in at the back, with former Victory midfielder Fabian Monge, as well as Japanese playmaker Saya Kambayashi, coming into midfield behind top scorers Presley Ortiz and Jack Stewart. That means Alex Denmead, Rory Jordan and Eddie Caspers have to settle for a place on the bench. And for their opponents, well, see if there are many familiar faces there for A-League fans of Melbourne City. After beginning training just 2 weeks ago in pre-season, and with the Asian Champions League elite on the horizon, as well as a few niggling injuries carried over from last season, Aurelio Vidmar has arrived in Sydney with the kids, basically the under-20 side. Only 4 players have A-League experience, led by 19-year-old captain Max Caputo, the only player to have started last season's grand final in this squad. And as we heard in the pre-game show, they have an average age of just 17.6. There is Aurelio Vidmar, a legend of the game, former Socceroo, and having almost taken his hometown club to the championship, Adelaide. He has done so now with Melbourne City. And there is Franco Parisi, a man that needs no introduction to APIA Leichhardt fans, that's for sure. He started his career at Sydney Olympic, spent time in the Netherlands, Sydney, Croatia, in Switzerland, played A-League for the Jets and the Mariners before arriving in APIA and playing 15 years with APIA Leichhardt. Our referee this evening is Nathan Shakespeare, being assisted by Lance Greenshields and Alessandra Lana. The 4th official is Isabella Mosson. And it is APIA Leichhardt that get us underway, and going for the cheeky tester early on against the kids. It is Lockie Charles, just 18 years of age, in goal. His first ever match with the Melbourne City first team. That is the case for 7 of his teammates this evening as well. Great skill. Unusual tactic for Melbourne City to bring the kids, but clearly feeling that they have bigger fish to fry this season.
Well, thanks, Robbie. And a bright start already here down at Leichhardt. Really soggy day in Sydney. A lot of rain has fallen on the field, but it looks in pretty good condition. And this is such an interesting complexion of a starting lineup for Melbourne City. Only a few names that in the A-League we know a lot of young guys wanting to test themselves on the big stage tonight.
And they are going to be tested by the men of APIA Leichhardt. Many of them seasoned professionals. Ball to the back post, where the footballer come fashion model and content creator, as we just heard. Over 1.5 million followers on TikTok. Drayden Kelly couldn't get his head on that. He's raced back to take up his position at the back, and they head all the way back to Oliver Kalatz, the son of former Socceroo Zelko Kalatz, who's currently in Perth as an ambassador with AC Milan, of course, with whom he won the UEFA Champions League. Here is Kalatz Jr. with Kelly, taking the touch past Angus McIntosh. As Grace said, just a couple of names with A-League experience, just 4 of them in the starting 11. Alessandro Lopane is the main one, along with Max Caputo. There's also Kavian Rahmani, who had a breakthrough season last year, and Zane Schreiber, the former Sydney FC midfielder, who's playing in that number 6 role. On the ball there with a little touch back.
Well, it's interesting. We saw the likes of Caputo and Lopane really have to step up across the course of the A-League season with City when the big guns went down. Lecky, Naboot, Tilio struggling with injury across the course of the regular season. Tonight, Caputo, 19 years old, captaining the side. So such a shift in experience.
Plenty of eyebrows raised. Firstly, when we saw the Melbourne City squad that had travelled, they arrived yesterday and are staying the night again this evening. As here's Schreiber, who hits it early. Enterprising run from the midfielder. Here's Jack Stewart, vastly experienced attacking midfielder. A player who knows where the back of the net is. Here he is again, coming deep. Under pressure. Kelly looks long, gives it away. Only as far as Matthew Baker. We also have the youngster Beckham Baker in the side this evening, wearing the number 38 jersey, high on the left wing at the moment. Very talented young player who has tongues wagging at the prospect of his first season in the A-League, having just arrived last year from the Villarreal Youth Academy, where he'd spent a couple of seasons in Spain.
Well, these are important games for young players like Baker. Well, really every single player in the starting lineup for City tonight. Important minutes, important times to test themselves against what is a team of men in APIA, much older, and in a lot of cases this APIA side much more experienced just in terms of football and life.
And Humbert has been caught out. Lockie Charles has to come, and he does well. The sweeper keeper. That's the under-20 VPL1 captain, number 43, Marcus Humbert, who was caught in possession there. Now the flag has stayed down. APIA come again down that left-hand flank. The cut back, the shot, waiting in the middle was Ortiz. They couldn't find him. Throw taken quickly with Stewart. Looks to get the cross in, does so. The header away only as far as Fabien Monge. It's not quite a Melbourne derby for Fabien Monge, but earlier this season he was playing for Melbourne Victory. In the end, just the one start last season under Arthur Dillis. Little slip by Drayden Kelly. I was going to say, Grace, plenty of eyebrows raised at the squad and then the starting 11. But if they are to get the win here, Melbourne City, it won't be a cup set, but it will be quite the performance from these kids if they are to get over, because I think when you look at the squads and the form that they're bringing in, just one win in their last 4 in VPL1 for Melbourne City. It really is almost a cup set if they were to knock off APIA.
Well, what they do have is fitness. A lot of football in their legs recently. Speaking to Aurelio Vidmar before the game, mentioning the senior team being back in training just for a couple of weeks, so really couldn't risk the likes of the more experienced guys who need to be managed with their load. But it would be a cup set if this young group can find a way through tonight, and they've started really well. Really tidy touches. Started in quite a speed, quite an energy, but so far the quality has been there.
There's a foul through the back from Ortiz. Presley Ortiz, who came through the back of Zane Schreiber, looking to run the ball out from the back again. See Lockie Charles playing ball at feet, a good 30 yards out from goal. We saw that with Patrick Beach, the first team goalkeeper all of last season. So you can see that the kids are learning the same rules. This side essentially coached by Alessandro Diamante as well, week in, week out, as the whistle goes again for another free kick, which Schreiber will take.
Well, a number of occasions now we've seen Caputo drop in to receive the ball. It's a role he does so well. He's strong, he's big, he's a great target. I mentioned he's just 19 years old, but here he is again, posting up. Really great strength, and I'm really enjoying this battle already between Caputo and Kelly. That's sizing up to be a great shift.
Michael Kuta alongside Kelly in the centre of defence. There's Beckham Baker. And now Fong. Cameron Fong, ball inside with Farinella. These APIA names, very familiar ones to fans of the New South Wales NPL. The cross in is a good one as well towards Ortiz. It was a really good ball from the left-hand side, the captain Simmons.
Yeah, nice. I like that a lot. The early look, that's such a difficult ball to defend. Slippery conditions. Simmons just testing the back line, tempting. Quality delivery across the face of the Melbourne City goal.
We might head down quickly to Daniel Garb, who's with us in the rain this evening. Garby, how is it down there?
It's wet, Robbie, it's fair to say. It's been like that all day in Sydney. It hasn't stopped for a moment. It's just lightened up a touch down here, which is a little bit easier on the players to deal with, but it's still coming down. The pitch is holding up well, though, as APIA wins a free kick, so there aren't too many issues with the playing surface. It's a great game to watch because while City have played the kids, as we've discussed, they are talented. It's one of the best academies in the country, as we know. So these kids have got a great platform in which to showcase their skills tonight. And you can see Aurelio Vidmar and Scott Jamison on the City bench. They are so engaged in this game. Grace and I spoke to Aurelio before the game as the rain comes down a little bit heavier now. And you can see the excitement on his face at getting to watch his talented youngsters on a stage like this.
Thank you, Daniel Garb. Yes, indeed, we can see the rain is starting to come down a little heavier now. Sean Simmons felt he could have perhaps had a free kick moments earlier. Humbert, good ball into the feet of Lopane. Flags up for offside against Rahmani down that right-hand side.
Yeah, no real complaints there from Rahmani. The idea was right, and you could see the play just opening up, developing. He just needed to hold his line, perhaps stretch his shape a little wider and then run across APIA's defensive line. But it's been a bright start, good energy. The slick surface is really creating great ball speed, good movement.
Perfect conditions for playing football, really. No excuses for there not to be any intensity in the game. You can see Farinella looking to close down Humbert. Now Ortiz takes over. Lockie Charles. Many of these players like Charles and Humbert. The Bakers down the left-hand side. No relation. Have played over 20 matches together this season in what is essentially the Victorian second division. Matthew Baker, the number 48, the left back, is actually an Indonesian under-17 international as well, giving you the international quality of this Melbourne City Youth Academy that Daniel Garb was just mentioning. It's one that's garnered a lot of money in transfer fees the last few years as well. Oh, as Monge looking to get the better of Lopane. Farinella takes over. Stewart down the right-hand side. Smooth slip by Humbert. Stewart somehow managed to get the ball back. He's surrounded by a swarm of City blue jerseys. And in the end, Marcus Humbert, the under-20 captain, retains position, sees it out for a goal kick.
Well, City do enough in the end, but there was a moment, a little slippery as the rain's coming down. A bit heavier, hurried by Jack Stewart. Good pressure as well by Oritz as he's just dictating which way he wants the City boys to play out from the back.
Now they come with Baker down the left-hand side. Ball inside for Beckham Baker. Well, he's been amongst the goals recently. He's just signed his first professional contract with the club, and he had a very good sighting at goal there.
Yeah, that was nice. Really slick by City. The pass inside to find Baker. Really good vision. Tidy turn as well from Baker. He didn't quite get the purchase on the shot he would have liked, but nonetheless finding good positions just in and around the 18-yard box.
Little touch for Lopane, who started out life at Western Sydney before moving down to Melbourne City. An attacking player who recovered from that very serious injury last season and was often used as a deeper lying midfielder by Aurelio Vidmar last season. Here's Humbert. Again, alongside him, Ryan Calms. Another who's played over 20 matches. This season in VPL 2. Back to the goalkeeper, Charles. And this City side, after a nervy start against an APIA side looking to take the physical challenge to them, well, now we can see they're quite comfortable on the ball. Happy to knock it around, and now Humbert, the central defender, comes forward towards Caputo. It was a nice first touch, and it's a good save by Kalatz. And it is City starting to come out of their shells.
Yeah, another really good battle again between Caputo and Kelly. That's just growing from strength to strength. Both really physical players, great speed, great stature. Caputo does enough to get the shot away, but Kelly closed down the angle. It's a good save.
And now Alessandro Lopane with the corner. 15 minutes gone. In Leichhardt. In it comes. Good ball as well. Another little slip. That time by Rahmani. Baker. For Lopane again. Brings the ball down well. Strong. Too strong for Monge, but Caputo again in that wrestling contest with Kelly. Free kick, a rather cynical one on Farinella.
Yeah, just a little clumsy. And City's attacking half. No need there, really.
Kuta long for Ortiz, but it's overhit. All of a sudden, it's APIA giving the ball away cheaply. St. Schreiber then returns the favour. Bortolicio with a little ball over the top for Cameron Fong, taking on Matthew Baker, and the free kick goes the way of the City defender. The crowd, the home crowd in this main stand, which is very well garnered this evening, just a little frustrated with that call. Joel Bortolicio, who spent a couple of years at MacArthur FC, 3 appearances in the A-League. His debut in the A-League was 11 minutes against a certain Melbourne City. It may be a memorable moment for him. It wasn't necessarily for MacArthur. They lost 6-1. Schreiber giving it away again momentarily. That's given away cheaply. Stewart straightens up. Stewart still. Oh, he was looking to bypass Bortolicio. And now it's City that can try and break. Strong challenge from Kelly. The crowd like it, but then the flag goes up for offside. Coming back from an offside position, Kabayashi on that far side. And the rain is really coming down now.
Teaming down now. Cool night. Just tipping 10 degrees out there. It's great energy. An entertaining opening 15 minutes or so.
Schreiber dispossessed by Monge. Here's Farinella with Fong. Evaded the challenge of Beckham Baker. It was then caught, brought down, free kick. APIA's turn to try and build from the back. Bortolicio with Kuda. A little flick from Simmons gives the ball away again. Humbert, the number 43, back again to Lockie Charles. Lockie Charles, who's one of those players now, we've seen it with a number of A-League academies, particularly Sydney FC, one of the youngsters to have come through the entire system at Melbourne City. From the school, following the entire pathway from about under 10s. Did the entire length, coming up through the ranks with Lawrence Wong, who became the first player to represent the City first team, having come through the entire academy ranks. Well, Lockie Charles gets his chance this evening as well.
I think he's looked really assured. Really strong opening 20 minutes. Looks comfortable on the ball. You mentioned it, Robbie. He's playing high off his line. Good with the ball at his feet. Distribution so far has been really sound.
And here come City again. The back heel. Looking for Baker, but the flag's up for offside. It's that whole idea of getting the entire club from the first team all the way down to those under 10s, all playing the same way. That's the modern way.
That's that City blueprint, isn't it? The ability to step up no matter what age group, understand the system, understand your roles and responsibilities. And no doubt we'll see a number of these young City guys involved in next season's A-League.
Leo Vidmar might be hoping perhaps not so many as last season. That at one stage, midway through the campaign, they basically had their entire first 11 of international players stuck on the bench. Little ball over the top, looking for Cameron Fong. Intercepted by Schreiber with Baker. Schreiber gets it back. Resists the challenge of Fong. Skips past Farinella. Schreiber, it's a good run. Support coming from Lopani. Down the right-hand side. Now poking it through towards Rahmani. And the overlapping run on that far side from Harry Shillington.
Well, referee Nathan Shakespeare played advantage, and it was the right call. The opportunity rather presented itself. Schreiber was having a couple of words after it didn't come to anything in the chance in the shot.
Harry Shillington, the right back, that's a good ball over the top, but it skips off the surface for Kalatz, with Rahmani bearing down. Well, he's a veritable veteran, Harry Shillington. He's just turned 21 2 weeks ago. The average age of just 17.6 of this City side. And they're holding their own against the seasoned and experienced APIA Leichhardt. Stewart, nice little 1-2 with Monge. But City are organised, City are well drilled. Ball into the feet of Kambayashi. Back with Kuda. Berdelicio looks long. One for Fabian Monge to chase. Berdelicio, it's a good ball over the top. Oh, Farinella just lost it. The flight of the ball as it curled over his head. That's a good touch for Lopane, who was being fouled. He gets back to his feet quickly. Under pressure from Ortiz. APIA qualifying for the round of 32, where the Australia Cup proper begins. Many of the state sides and qualifying campaigns are in their individual state cups. It's the case for the New South Wales State Cup, the Waratah Cup. All four semi-finalists qualifying for the round of 32. Here's Beckham Baker. His cross intercepted by Kelly again, and it's a free kick on Farinella.
Farinella's been busy. He has the license to move deep back, receive the ball. Versatile in the attacking midfield and the front line, but he's covering a lot of ground. It's Franco Farinella.
But with Calms. Shillington leaves it for Rahmani. First time ball with Schreiber, goes again. There's a little foul there. A little painful one as well for Shillington. Schreiber's ball over the top, can't beat the APIA captain Simmons. That's nice football from Kambayashi. The switch of play for Stewart. 11 goals from 29 appearances this season in all competitions for Stewart. He crosses all the way back, space at the back post. The chip, beautiful finish. Wonderful goal from Kumbayashi. Well, he took the time to pick his spot, and he made no mistake. The star who arrived from Manly in the NPL. What an addition to this APIA squad he's been.
Well, really silky stuff and great work, a wonderful switch of play. And Jack Stewart, he's been silky, works really hard to retrieve this ball. Has a moment, this is a really purposeful cross. Picks it out at the far post. And from that point on, Kumbayashi, he has time. Too much time, in fact, you'd say, for the Melbourne City defence. Picks a spot and makes no mistake. That's a lovely finish.
And the cup set is on. Stewart again with Kumbayashi. Overlapping run from Simmons. Gets it now. Crowd rose, but referee Nathan Shakespeare sees nothing wrong. Now Baker for Beckham Baker, no way past Cameron Fong. Came through the Sydney FC Academy, Cameron Fong. Spent a season at St George City last year. And he has filled those gaps at right back to the point of basically making this spot his own on the side now. Good touch from Monge. Kelly. Here goes Cameron Fong. Lovely control against Baker. Fong takes him on, down to the byline, early cross. And now Stewart. Verdalicio. Simmons. Goes past Rahmani. Gets a cross in, look at the space for Jack Stewart here. He was looking for the carbon copy. Fails to hit the target. That's a let-off for Melbourne City, who have to take stock here.
Well, Jack Stewart's been good and he's getting better. Shifted over to the other side of the field. Again, it's that versatility we're seeing from APIA's front line. And Stewart's been involved in a fair bit going forward. That chance, another good one for APIA.
Driver. You can see the DNA. Look how high up the pitch they're playing, having just conceded a goal. All outfield players well inside APIA's half of the field. Baker. With Matthew Baker, but it's intercepted again from Fong. Here goes Farinella. He's been amongst the goals this season as well. It is. Looked like a handball. The crowd thought so as well. Lopane for Rahmani.
Well, as much as City are playing exactly as we'd expect them, APIA comfortable, happy to sit back and just consolidate their shape. And they look to win possession back and quickly spring on the counter. And once more, it's Ortiz who's just dictating the direction he wants City to play. You can see the way that he angles the run toward the City defender. And then it's up to City to find a way through.
Shriver's pass looking for Rahmani. Well defended by Simmons. Well, the two cup sets in APIA's history. Over Melbourne victory in 2018 and the Western Sydney Wanderers in 2021. 3 years, but only 2 editions of the Australia Cup later due to COVID. Well, on both those occasions, they went all the way to the quarterfinals. They're one of a number of clubs sitting on 2 cup sets in their history. the likes of Sydney United, Oakley Cannons, Heidelberg. Lucky Charles has seen that out of play. Olympic Kingsway last night became the first West Australian side to produce a cup set, and now APIA with the chance to become the first to claim 3.
Well, the first nervy moment you've seen at the back there for Lucky Charles has been, as I mentioned a little earlier, really assured in this opening half. That he just let the weight of the pass escape him, crept over the byline.
The left foot of Captain Simmons, Thunderbolt as he's known in these parts. Jack Stewart again. The indigenous winger in this APIA side.
Well, he was a difference maker a couple of weeks ago in a league game against Sydney United, coming on into the second half, 2-0 down at the time. And he's been integral as the half has worn on, Jack Stewart.
And there's a bit of wrestling and pulling on the edge of the area. Kambayashi works it hard towards the near post. Cleared. Fong. Back out to the Japanese playmaker again. It's whipped in towards Ortiz. It's a good defensive header by Calms. Here come APIA again, though, as the rain comes down. It's just beaten Simmons out of play on that left-hand side, so a goal kick which is taken very quickly.
A lot of the play tonight, both teams moving the ball quickly from set pieces, from goal kicks. There hasn't really been much in the way of pauses in the game. Momentum has continued.
Calms. Very nicely done. Lopane dispossessed by Monge. He throws his hands up in frustration there, Alessandro Lopane. I'm sure it wasn't a decision taken lightly when working out the pre-season planning and the fixtures that were coming up. And it's also true that it's not just throwing a bunch of kids in against men without any experience. They play in a senior competition. Just not the top flight in Victoria, but it's still against senior male opposition in the second division.
The City boys have not looked overawed by the situation at all. And sometimes you see that a young side coming up against older players become a little intimidated. Has not been the case. Confident, assertive, on the front foot.
The rain continues unabated. You can see we're not quite yet at the apocalyptic conditions of Kingsway Reserve last Sunday between Perth Glory and Wellington Phoenix. But this pitch has certainly absorbed a lot of water over the last 14 hours or so. Here's Schreiber. Pass picked off again by Cameron Fong, who's had an outstanding game so far at right back. He's looking after the latest wonder kid out of the City ranks, the 16-year-old Beckham Baker.
Yeah, Fong's been sound at the back there. A real handful. Both Baker boys happy to get forward, overlap. So at any given point, he's got a fair bit on his plate. He's held pretty firm.
Well, the best way to defend against them is to make sure they don't get the ball. And it's going to be A yellow card here. The foul by Matthew Baker on Joel Bertolicio. First yellow card of the evening, 9 minutes before half-time.
Yeah, that one had to be. Cynical challenge as APIA were looking to break. Just the intercepted pass, and this really late to the challenge. Matthew Baker puts his arms up pretty quickly in to protest his innocence, but there's not much innocent about that challenge.
Taken a little too quickly for the referee's liking, perhaps not from the right place. Now we're back underway. Melbourne City with nearly 2/3 of the possession so far in the match. APIA 4 shots to 3. As here goes Kumbayashi again. They've handed it over. Monge with Stewart. Bertolicio looking for the overlapping run again of Cameron Fong. Stewart comes inside on the left foot. Oh, it's a brilliant strike. Denied by the post. Fantastic effort from the APIA number 7.
Oh, that would have capped off a seriously impressive half by Jack Stewart. Had some movement on the strike as well. You could see it shift in the air.
So close to 2-0. Here they come again, APIA. Ortiz was in the middle waiting. Farinella putting the pressure on. Monge as well. Strong from Caputo. Really putting his body about.
He's such a powerful player. For a young guy, holds his shape, his size incredibly well. And I love that he's that classic target striker. The post up. But he's fast too, powerful, Caputo. Hasn't really been able to get involved in the game much more besides receiving the ball to feet. Been managed really well by APIA's defence.
But back with Charles. 6 minutes left in the first half, plus stoppage time, of which there won't be too much. We haven't had many stoppages. The game has been really flowing. Calms back with Humbert again. And it's picked off, the hopeful ball forward, and given away a little too cheaply by Jack Stewart, who's been very protective of possession until that moment. Humbert tries his luck. He was given the space to come forward. The shot not testing Kalatz. Kalatz finally takes the goal kick. Well, one in the air by Calms again. Farinella rides the challenge of Lopane. Kumbayashi. Bertolicio. Touch was just a little bit heavy. He's won it back quickly. Farinella. Kumbayashi again. Good ball over the top towards Bertolicio. Good save from Lockie Charles, had to be.
Certainly felt like it was building towards something nice again for APIA. Tight spaces, the little dink over the top, creative as well, and Charles off his line. Assertive out to reach the ball.
Another corner. Kobayashi works it towards the back post. Humbert's header cleared only as far as Fong. Here's Stewart. Early cross, that will be a comfortable one for Lockie Charles. But again, McIntosh trying to back into the pocket, being watched by Bertolicio. Shillington with Rahmani. Haven't really managed to get Rahmani onto the ball in any space. He's been watched by Simmons, Beckham Baker by Fong. Caputo's had to come deep. Now here is Rahmani. And just when it looked like there was a little bit of space, the ball was just overhead.
Well, that ball over the top proving difficult for a couple of reasons. One, the conditions has to be weighted to perfection to not skip off the surface as it did on that occasion, but as well because City, as they move more into their attacking half, just running out of real estate in behind the APIA defence.
Fong for Farinella. Well defended by Humbert. Oh, but Farinella's got a boot on the ball. And then he's fouled. Baker has to be careful. In fact, that's Beckham Baker on this occasion. Not Matthew Baker, who was just booked a couple of moments ago.
That's nicely worked by Farinella. Didn't give up on the chase. Humbert looked to have it under control.
Might be able to hear the din of the rain on the grandstand roof. Kobayashi is there, so is the left foot of Sean Simmons. Plays it to the edge of the area. Stewart. Well, it was a training ground routine. It falls to Fong, who hits it. And I thought for a moment he'd hit it just softly enough that it was going to dip in, when it didn't look like it would off the boot. In the end, sailing harmlessly wide. APIA. Kobayashi intercepting, gets it back from Monge. In case you're wondering what APIA stands for. Time for our little cultural interlude. It is the Association Polysportive Italo-Australian. Always been based in Leichhardt, which was the home of the Italian diaspora, traditionally in Sydney. Suburb of Haberfield, a real epicenter for the Italian community still to this day.
That's a wonderful culture, rich in football, in food, around Haberfield, Leichhardt, and a community at the football club that is deeply entrenched, not only in NPL, but in football in the country across Australia. And they're standing up in a very big way tonight, APIA. It's been a really good first half. Good quality, trying conditions. But what we have seen is tight passes, nice touches in tight spaces from both sides. City's kids have toiled hard.
The 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Just about up. There goes the half-time whistle at Leichhardt Oval in Sydney's inner west. And the cup set is well and truly on. The home side, APIA Leichhardt, going ahead through a superbly taken goal from their Japanese playmaker Seiya Kobayashi, who curled the ball exquisitely into the far corner of the goal after good lead-up play from Jack Stewart. Aurelio Vidmar's kids, the defending A-League champions, are not out of this contest by any stretch. But at half-time at Leichhardt Oval, they trail APIA Leichhardt by 1-0.
Thought you were going straight on, that's why I stand.
Scotty, thank you. No umbrella, no worries. The rain's still teeming down here at Leichhardt Oval. It hasn't really dulled the quality of the game, though, in the first half. Really enjoyed the way in which Melbourne City started this game. 17.6, the average age of their first 11, but they took it to APIA early. Ollie Kalash with a really good save, the son of Zelko, of course, early on, but then the men of APIA started to take charge, and they took the lead through Kambayashi, who's looked really lively down the left. They went 1-0 up. Cameron Fong's been excellent at right back. He has a fantastic touch on him. They continue to push up here. Jack Stewart, who was lively as well in the first half, with a rasping drive from distance as the half wore on. Unlucky not to make it 2-0. The upright was well and truly belted in that one, just like I'm being belted right now by this rain teeming down. It hasn't stopped all day in Sydney. Why would it stop for this cup game? APIA 1-0 up at the break.
Welcome back to Leichhardt Oval. APIA leading the A-League champions by a goal to nil. We've just got to wait. We're ready for kickoff, except that Oliver Kalatz has just emerged onto the field of play. The APIA Leichhardt goalkeeper making his way into position. And we are all set for the start of the second half. APIA looking to become the second cup set side of this 2025 edition, the 11th of the Australia Cup in its current format. APIA, a famous club in the history of Australian football. And Melbourne City, one of the real powerhouses of the current game. Great skill, but there's a slightly surreal feel to proceedings this evening because Melbourne City have basically come here with their under-20 side. There are 4 players that have A-League experience, but they're all under the age of 20 themselves. And it's almost as though APIA are favourites. As we just wait for this free kick to be taken. Alessandro Lopane standing over it, just next to him. Here's Beckham Baker. Lopane's ball in, near post, cleared by Farinella.
Well, the production line in full showing tonight for Melbourne City is a testy back past that one. But it was a really good first half. That first 45 minutes, good quality, good chances at either end. APIA, the better of the chances, could have been 2. A strike off the post, ricochet from Jack Stewart. But an entertaining first 45 minutes. Interesting to see the adjustments into the second half. Who looks to the bench first?
Caputo gets it back to Shillington. And then Rahmani just losing his footing under pressure from Kumbayashi. Here he is again, Rahmani, with Lopane trying to squeeze it through towards McIntosh. Shillington involved, players falling like skittles. It's a very heavy surface now. Fabian Monge back with Sean Simmons, but that's out of play.
Yeah, what was looking like a fast pitch in the first half has definitely slowed down. There's another bucket load of rain unleash in that half-time break, and you can see the little splashes as the players step out at Leichhardt Oval. The pitch is holding up well, but certainly slowed down.
Long from Michael Kuta, who last season was called up to the Futsal Roos, the Australian futsal national team, where one of the Olympic Kingsway players, was Stewart. Saw Lockie Charles was off his line, decided to try and test him from 40 metres out from goal. Tyler Garner was absent for the cup set last night for Olympic Kingsway because he's actually away with the Futsal Roos at the moment at the Continental Championships. But good to see the futsal stars still out on the big field. Here's Caputo. Strong challenge from Kuta. Ortiz gets it wide with Stewart again. Ortiz takes off. Stewart comes inside one way then the other. The flag is just up for offside. The ball just wouldn't come quickly enough for Presley Ortiz.
It was close. Definitely the right call and discipline by Melbourne City's defensive line just to hold their shape. It's tempting to keep dropping in that area.
Comes forward towards Lopane. Comes again with Schreiber, one of those four with prior A-League experience. And it's a tough ask for Schreiber in that crowded area receiving from Beckham Baker.
Yeah, just receiving the pass on the wrong side of the body, under pressure, invites the challenge, so really had no choice but to try and help it around first time.
Well, for all the entertaining football we've had so far this evening in this contest, 5 shots on target, but the XG this evening is quite low. Just 0.2 for APIA against 0.17 for Melbourne City. That, coupled with the fact that we have had a goal, means that that goal was probably pretty special, and I think we'd agree that it was.
Yeah, I think that XG really checks out. You think back to the first half, meaningful chances. There wasn't really anything overtly obvious in the way of build up toward goal, chance creation. A couple of special strikes, and one, as you mentioned, finding the back of the net, another off the woodwork.
Kelly plays it out from the back nicely. Here he goes again, the Canadian. Inadvertent little 1-2 with Zane Schreiber. Farinella well marshalled by Calms. Lopane. McIntosh, first time ball. It was a good idea, but Caputo nor Rahmani were making that run. Kelly gets it back from Fong. Back we go again to Lockie Charles. Still possession, just hovering under 2/3 in favour of Melbourne City. Caputo, great strength. They get a little bit of luck as the ball falls to Rahmani. He looks up and crosses. Nice shape on the cross. The opportunity, oh, and it was a good one. Well, we've heard so much about Beckham Baker, and he's been scoring goals in the state second division, but that was the best chance of the evening for Melbourne City.
How about the cross? Really delightful shape. The delivery, good pace into the far post. Really tough to defend against that one. Had APIA facing their own goal. That's presented a really nice opportunity for City.
Lopane again, back with Calms. Matthew Baker, booked in the first half. The only yellow card of the contest so far for a foul on Bertolicio. One over the top for Beckham Baker to chase. McIntosh with Calms. Now Shillington. Rahmani. Good movement from Melbourne City. Schreiber, great touch. Shillington, the opportunity, squares it. Oh, and it was almost an own goal. Cameron Fong just with enough presence of mind to turn at the other side of the post.
City are finding more and more quality. That's a nice pass inside as well. And this, the little release ball into space. Continuing his run is Shillington. Not sure whether it was a shot or a cross, maybe the former.
The corner played in, oh, and the little flick from Caputo. He does have that little touch in his locker. Max Caputo, he scored a couple of really good goals from improbable angles last season with those little flicks. You can hear the aeroplanes heading overhead. Leichhardt is right under the flight path for Sydney Airport. The ball from Calms. Caputo gives chase. That's pretty well done by Simmons.
Experience by the 32-year-old captain, Simmons, up against a 19-year-old captain in Caputo. The willing runner, Max Caputo, and he'll continue to work for everything this evening. He became a really key part of the City setup across the course of the season. We've mentioned already the injuries that ravaged the Melbourne City team across the regular A-League men's season, which afforded plenty of time to the likes of Caputo.
Calms again. Looks up. Again, Simmons, who's at left back these days, the former flyer. The nickname Thunderbolt, of course, is for a reason. He scored some spectacular goals. He was Franco Parisi's teammate for a long time before Parisi hung up the boots. Actually scored the winner in the grand final back in 2019, did Sean Simmons. One for Ortiz to chase. Battling hard. Humbert forward. Kelly straight back. And Kelly has it again. Kuda with Kelly, both central defenders rested at the weekend. Farinella gets it wide to Kambayashi. And turning back the clock, Simmons, he started well behind the 8 ball to try and get to that one. Managed to get it first. Kambayashi's won it straight back again. That little flick pass in towards Ortiz. Well defended by City again. Good press and good pressing from APIA, forcing City back, and they've won it back. Kambayashi again. Stewart lines up. Well, they're not afraid to shoot from distance, either side, to be fair.
Just a little series of passes from City broadcast made it too easy for APIA to pick up, to intercept. They kept the pressure on, but it was City their own undoing in that last little passage.
Still just a solitary goal, the difference. City's youngsters not out of it. Long stretch, but Farinella has brushed Calms off the ball. Oh, that's a lovely pass from Stewart for Kambayashi. And the pass matched by the defensive tackle. Brilliant stuff.
Well, the crowd was rising at Leichhardt. Good physicality. Nice little turn that the home supporters really appreciated, and that's a lovely ball. Really good weight behind the pass. And how about this defending? Slid into next week on a slippery surface at Leichhardt.
Kambayashi just before the hour mark with the corner. In it comes. Good punch from Lockie Charles under pressure. From all the way back. it was Shillington in the end with that challenge. It was a brilliant tackle, as that's a good ball in from Kobayashi again. His quality is not only the difference between these two sides with the goal, but he is a real class player out there, the number 2 for APIA. Ryan Calms joined the City Academy from Bendigo City. They've come from all over Melbourne to join the City Academy. And it looks as though, chasing the game, that Aurelio Vidmar is the first to head to the bench. And we know whoever it's going to be from here on in, apart from Benjamin Dunbar, who's on the bench and has 4 A-League appearances to his name, it's going to be a first-team debut for the players coming on. Stewart, the cross, just behind Ortiz, the follow-up, what a save! Lockie Charles, brilliant to deny Fabian Monge.
A really nice move from APIA. Good passes, swift, moving quickly, and had Melbourne City on their heels. That's a top save from Lockie Charles. Gets down to his right really well. Good reaction. Parries it just outside the far post. Strong goalkeeping.
Fantastic angle of the save, that last one, as the corner comes in again from Kobayashi. Again, Charles is there to punch. Here's Stewart. Oh, he was looking for the little reverse pass, couldn't squeeze it through towards Bertolicio. Foul, and perhaps now the chance for that triple change. Ben Dunbar, the number 42, is coming on to replace Alessandro Lopane. Let's not forget, this is still very much pre-season for some of these players. Zane Schreiber and Lopane, two such as Xavier Stella comes into midfield along with Dunbar. And the final change is Akim Gerald, the number 46, who has come through the junior ranks as well and is another player with a real eye for goal in this City forward line. He's moved on to the right wing. As it's Max Caputo, the third player to have come off. So the City captain makes way as Kobayashi slices through. Invites Fong forward. Cameron Fong's cross is well worked and well defended too.
Well, a series of changes. 3 players with A-League experience now substituted out of the game. 3 young guns on.
Beckham, Baker still high up on the left wing. Rahmani's come into the centre of the attack. And Humbert has moved to left back for City as here's Calms. Calms still going. It's a good run. Oh, and he almost went all the way. So Matthew Baker, who's played the first half at left back, is now in the centre of defence alongside Ryan Calms.
Well, versatility amongst the playing group. And for Rahmani as well, who didn't get involved so much in the first half. A few more touches into the second. Takes in the central striking role.
McIntosh dispossessed by Bertolicio. A little 1-2 with Stewart. APIA keep the ball. They want to try and make City run as well. No surprise that it's the 3 players who haven't played barely any football in VPL2 VPL 1 rather, the state second division this season, that have come off with barely 8 training sessions under the belt in pre-season. They can't afford to risk injury. They had that overflowing treatment room last season. Andrew Nabu, of course, who did his ACL. But it didn't end there. Cohen, who ended up getting the winner in the grand final. Cohen, the top assist provider. All spent long weeks on the treatment table, as Stewart has done well again to find Kambayashi. Hits it, deflected. And Calms clears.
Continues to be a threat, Jack Stewart. Just slaloms through the City defence and pulls a pass that stretches the field. Opens up play. He continues to look dangerous.
Humbert, who's captain of the VPL 1 side, has inherited the captain's armband with Caputo going off. Here he is on the ball, the number 43. Looks long, one for Rahmani to chase. He's not the most imposing physically, Rahmani. A tall, lanky forward. Kuda across with Drayden Kelly. Scott Jamieson out on the edge of the technical area, bellowing instructions at the kids.
Well, he drives the standard. Scott Jamieson, certainly the more vocal on the bench of the coaching staff for Melbourne City.
Here's Baker with Humbert. Good run, Rahmani finding a little bit of space. Well, there was contact and both players fell, but the ball was long gone. And a call for switch for Kambayashi, but it was Farinella who couldn't find him that time. Franco Parisi out patrolling well beyond his technical area. As the fourth official, Isabella Mosson, has just headed across to the APIA side to confirm the incoming substitutions. So after the triple change, we're going to see some fresh legs for APIA.
All heavy ground as the rain continues, and APIA churning through games regularly. They're next just on Saturday, so a fairly quick turnaround back to league football.
Rahmani, Farinella, flag stays down as Ortiz runs away. He's got Stewart in the middle. Presley Ortiz. Plenty of blue shirts around as well. And the maroon shirts hold on to the ball. Ortiz again. Wrestling with the youngster, Hakeem Gerald, and a free kick in the end goes Hakeem Gerald's way.
Well defended by Gerald. Well, continued to open up to be a dangerous situation for City's defence. Just good physicality, using his body really well. You can see the ball really holding up as the ground takes on a bit more water.
Just 15 years of age, Hakeem Gerald, born in 2010. As the substitutions come, Farinella makes way, and so does Joel Gordolicio.
Coming on, number 30, Alex Denmead.
So
Number 22,
Eddie Caspers is onto the game, and so is Alex Denmead. So a few more goals in this one as well. Eddie Caspers, who is the brother of Western Sydney's Holly Caspers and Sydney FC's Maddie Caspers. Stewart hits it, oh, deflected, I think. Just the wrong side of the post. Lockie Charles was beaten that time.
Well, nice chance yet again. Stewart driving into space powerfully. So just that little deflection steers it outside the post. A second goal for APIA would be the assurance they need.
It's his third season with APIA for Jack Stewart. Spent time in the Western Sydney and Sydney FC youth ranks before playing for Sydney Olympic and Mount Druitt. In his previous 2 seasons with APIA, he was named in the Team of the Year. Ball to the back post. Caspers. A little touch. The ball still there. Kelly as well. Kambayashi. Closed down by Dunbar. Kambayashi again. Lovely footballer. Simmons. Back for Kambayashi. Oh, it's another great save. Well, the flag was up for offside. It wouldn't have counted, but Lockie Charles has made a couple of really big saves in this second half.
Yeah, important night for Lockie Charles, an impressive night for Kambayashi, who continues to create, continues to look dangerous, and that one opened up so nicely. I think it was him who had crept into the offside position, and again, a disciplined defensive line from City. But you don't want to afford Kambayashi too many chances.
Peter Antonio and Aaron Cartwright coming into the game. Just saw Scott Jameson telling Beckham Baker to move into the number 10 role as Cartwright moves on to the left wing. Here's Calms. Asking a bit of Antonio, but he does well. He's just replaced Harrison Shellington. Dunbar, quick feet. Good technique from City. That's a good ball as well. Dunbar, Rahmani. Excellent defending again from Drayden Kelly. Had a very good game, the Canadian. A lot's been made of his day job of TikToker and fashion model. But he's shown himself as quite the footballer this evening.
He's been strong, Kelly. Really strong, really sound at the back in the first half. He was given a job on Max Caputo. I think he did that really well. But has looked really sound and confident every time he's been on the ball.
Here is again Drayden Kelly. Stewart with Simmons. Caspers. Kambayashi. Ball into the area. Jack Stewart on the left, shoots in the end tamely.
He had the chance on the right foot. I thought maybe the time to take the shot. Preferred left foot, drags it. Doesn't quite get the venom away he would have liked behind the strike.
City are just riding their luck on occasion. But they are not out of this contest, not yet. Just over 15 minutes left. They trail by a goal. APIA have shown why they are twice quarter-finalists of this Australia Cup. And that's in the last 11 years of it. They actually won it back in 1966 in the old original format. Hakeem Gerald, it's a great ball back across the face of goal. Rahmani couldn't get there in time.
Top vision that by Gerald. Just assessing the situation, knowing that that first time ball across the face of goal is the right option.
Matthew Baker with Humbert. Calms. Charles operating as that extra outfield player on the edge of the area. Now Cartwright does well, cross. And Kelly concedes the corner. That APIA team of the 1960s. Cup finalists, 64, 65, winners in 66, finalists again in 67, state champions in 64, 65, and 69 as well. That's when they wrote much of their glorious past. The maroon and blues. Denmead did well. Simmons releasing Kobayashi. Square ball. Nice football. Denmead hits it. It's another good save. That was heading in. Charles again down to his right.
He's made a great account of himself tonight, Lockie Charles. That was nice build-up from APIA. Kobayashi again trying to find that pass inside and does so successfully.
Kalatz, who hasn't really had much to do, has he? Oliver Kalatz in goal. If there has been a part of the game where City have looked a little out of sorts this evening, a little off colour, it has been in front of goal. That, of course, is the hardest part about football, scoring the goals. It's why the strikers are the superstars and command the big transfer fees and the big salaries. Stewart, ball in. That's a great touch from Caspers. Well defended by Baker. APIA with the ball. Kuda with Simmons, the former NPL Player of the Year. Simmons bypasses Kobayashi all the way back to Michael Kuda. Bertolicio had a good game in that number 6 role. Number 6 / box to box, because he's been everywhere as well. Humbert, that's a good ball into the feet. The little flick from Baker. Look out though. APIA with numbers forward. Over the top for Kobayashi, who gets there again. Flag goes up for offside.
Oh, that one marginal, really close. Kobayashi a little frustrated, but still APIA finding some joy through stretching the field wide.
Some nice little touches in the middle of the park as well. Fabian Monge and Bertolicio again. Here's Simmons with Caspers. Kobayashi again, another brilliant pass. Here's Simmons. Couldn't find space for the shot. Cartwright, Fong with the shot, blocked by Bertolicio, his own man. Now Stewart, it's a lovely turn. Into the area, he shoots, and this time they've got it. Jack Stewart arrowing the ball into the bottom corner of the goal. A lovely individual strike from the number 7. And with 11 minutes to go, APIA finally have broken the resistance of Lachie Charles and Melbourne City and have a 2-goal lead.
Well, it's a finish that Jack Stewart so well and truly deserves. He's been incisive all night. It's direct and it's a piercing finish into the far post. He knew exactly where he was going. And for what has been a valiant evening by Lachie Charles, nothing he can do about that strike. That is nicely taken.
And it's his last kick of the game as well, as he comes off. And he will receive a fantastic ovation as well, and well he might. Replaced by Rory Jordan.
Yeah, really good performance by Jack Stewart tonight. Well received by the APIA faithful. And the 2 goal scorers in Stewart and Kobayashi, standout performers for APIA.
The second change is Maxim Kasalovic, who's come on in the middle of the park to replace Fabian Monge. Bertolicio is still out there. Fabian Monge has only played a handful of matches since arriving in the mid-season transfer window. The chant of APIA from the kids in the grandstand goes up again. Maxim Kasalovic, who spent 5 years at the Mariners Academy, was there during the glory days of back-to-back A-League titles. Only made the one first-team appearance. And that was in a pretty spectacular match as well. A 3-3 Australia Cup draw and penalty defeat at the hands of Sydney FC back in 2022. There he is, winning the ball back immediately, the number 29, but not without fouling. Hakim. Back with Matthew Baker. 8 minutes to go. Calms. Well, it was clear when City came here with this squad that they were looking to give the experience to these young players, but perhaps had decided to put a line through the Australia Cup this season. Humbert with the ball in again. Drayden Kelly, who's been a rock at the back.
Well, we saw Melbourne Victory just run out of legs last night against Olympic Kingsway. City, a different approach, bringing in players, young players playing regularly in the NPL. They're not the tried and tested that we've known to see from City. And a real credit as well to APIA. Some good football, some good chances, and to be fair, it could be more than 2.
Yeah, Lachie Charles has certainly shown that, because that's another good ball in from the left. Dunbar. Cartwright was also involved as it's all the way back with Baker. Antonu. Hakim. No foul, says the referee.
It's been a really, really free-flowing game. I think a big part of that as well to the referee and just allowing things to play
Dunbar again with Hakim. Just 15 years of age. And a first team debut. Calms. All the way back with Stella. Dunbar. Baker. No way through for Cartwright. Oh, and the break was on there for Kobayashi. As APIA are just starting to sit back now. APIA finally with that second goal as it beats Hakim out of play. Just starting to take perhaps their foot off a little bit, look to conserve their energy. They're right in the hunt for the premiership as well in MPL New South Wales. One of the sides that will be playing in the championship, as well as a foundation member, one of the 8.
Well, impressive, because up until that second goal, there was no sense that APIA were taking their foot off the pedal whatsoever. Still looking to play, still looking to move quickly, to press. Just that second goal shoring things up a little bit. Maybe a bit of fatigue as well wearing into the game.
Denmead, the substitute, looking to race away against Calms. Denmead still. Shot deflected. Coolly done. Humbart with Cartwright. Now down the left-hand side, it's a ball up the line for Baker to chase. Kalatz with Kuda. Well, that goal has really released a bit of the pressure in the crowd as well. There was just a little bit of tension building still at 1-0. Free kick goes Cartwright's way. Is there time? 4 minutes left, plus stoppages. Beckham, Baker. Standing over it. One of the many kids on show this evening with the potential to have a very big future in the game. The 16-year-old's ball, and the header was a good ball for Rahmani. Picked him out, and now we're going to have a moment for APIA and one of their youngsters as well, Max Court, at just 16 years of age, their youngest ever first grade player, their youngest ever goal scorer when he scored against Sydney FC a few weeks back. He comes on to replace the scorer of our first goal this evening, Kobayashi.
It's a well-deserved applause for Kobayashi, who I think has been exceptional all evening. And for Max Court, really special moment. We talk about the magic of the cup. A 16-year-old NPL football getting a great opportunity.
And he won't be feeling at all alone out there with all those other 16-year-olds in the opposition ranks up against him as well. Rahmani with Antonio. Now Hakim Gerald. Stella, the ball in toward Humbert, who's pushing further and further forward now. Well, a little goal for Melbourne City would make things interesting for these final minutes.
There's some promising signs too. Dunbar strong on the ball. Nice turn, and the delivery into the box had good shape about it as well.
Kuda rides the challenge of Rahmani. Not for the first time this evening. He's lost his shin pads. Michael Kuda. And if you're wondering how you can lose your shin pads so often, it's because they're not coming out the top of the sock, they're coming out the bottom, where the players all cut off the feet of their club socks these days to have the special grippy sports socks underneath.
Thanks for that explanation, Robbie.
Sean Simmons coming across to take this corner. The left boot looking to whip this one in. The final 30 seconds of regulation time, and they come. Oh, Kuda was there. It was a good chance as well. Kasalovic with a great challenge. Simmons straight back in towards court. Max Court wins it back well. Kasalovic, it's a nice pass for Denmead. His square ball intercepted by Humbert. Caspers, strong. Very nice play from Rory Jordan. This is nice football from APIA. Can they top it off? Well, that would have been icing on the cake if they'd scored a third there. 3 minutes of stoppage time announced by the fourth official.
Well, sharp football late in the game as well. Passes in tight spaces. Just simple things, connecting on the correct side of the body. Neat first touches. That's good from APIA.
The third goal might have been a bit cruel for this very young Melbourne City side. As Dunbar is fouled by Simmons. The crowd starting to make their way down. We saw fantastic scenes in Perth last night when the crowd came on to celebrate on the pitch the first ever cup set in Western Australian NPL history. It's a pretty wet night here in Sydney, but APIA have done the job. Is there some final joy left in this one for Melbourne City? Baker delivers, ball back post. Kelly holding on to Calms, but just enough.
Such special scenes at Olympic Kingsway. Liam Boland, the hero of the night.
Perhaps one last chance, the cutback. Can't find Jordan in the middle from Bertolicio. He has run himself into the ground all night. The number 8 for APIA. It's been a good performance from the New South Wales NPL side against Aurelio Vidmar's kids. This will be a big and steep learning curve, but another one on their individual journeys into the professional game. Still academy kids and renegade stuff from Lockie Charles. He's shown that he has all the madness and skill that every good goalkeeper needs. Just seconds remaining now. A couple of those saves from him in this match were absolutely outstanding. Now, Max Court. Is there time for one more special moment in this cup tie? The 3 minutes are up. Referee has a look at the watch. Is there going to be time for anything more? There is not. APIA Leichhardt become the first foundation club to produce 3 cup sets against A-League opposition. After Melbourne Victory and the Western Sydney Wanderers, it's another giant in the form of defending A-League champions Melbourne City. It may have been a new look City side this evening with kids from their under-20 academy team and a couple of other youngsters with A-League experience, but take nothing away from APIA Leichhardt, who are one of the big players in NPL New South Wales, the former NSL champions back in the 80s. They have marched into the round of 16, the draw for which is coming up in a couple of moments' time, which will take you all the way through to the semi-finals as well. But we are finished here at Leichhardt Oval, courtesy of a goal in each half from Saya Kobayashi in the 27th minute, and then Jack Stewart in the 79th. It's finished here, APIA Leichhardt 2, Melbourne City 0.
Sean Simmons, for a third time, you've beaten A-League opposition to move through to the next round of the Australia Cup. How good's that?
Oh, it's a great feeling. You know, the lads really worked hard for it tonight. I feel like we deserved it, and I think we played some great football.
Talk us through what was said in the dressing room when you saw their team sheet. It was a lot younger than anyone expected from even this morning. So what was being said and what was going through your mind in terms of the opportunity?
We didn't really talk about it, to be fair. We didn't want to focus too much on who they were playing, what players they were using. You know, we just wanted to focus on ourselves, and if we showed up, we could put on a good performance, and we did.
Jack Stewart just said he felt a little bit disrespected by their first 11. Did you share that sentiment? He said he wanted to get it done, considering that.
You know, Stewie's a bit, he takes it to heart, so, you know, he's a bit soft sometimes, but, you know, it doesn't matter who they put out there. You know, they're all first-grade boys, so they'll be ready for it.
What's possible from here on in for this football club? I mean, you're no stranger to stages like this, so what can you do with this current group?
Oh, anything. I think we can go all the way, you know. If we put our minds to it and we keep playing good football, then we can go all the way and win it.
How enjoyable are these celebrations going to be?
Very enjoyable. I can't wait to get back in change rooms.
Go have some fun, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Sean Simmons, for a third time, you've beaten A-League opposition to move through to the next round of the Australia Cup. How good's that?
Oh, it's a great feeling. You know, the lads really worked hard for it tonight. I feel like we deserved it, and I think we played some great football.
Talk us through what was said in the dressing room when you saw their team sheet. It was a lot younger. Sean Simmons, for a third time, you've beaten A-League opposition to move through to the next round of the Australia Cup. How good's that?
Oh, it's a great feeling. You know, the lads really worked hard for it tonight. I feel like we deserved it, and I think we played some great football.
Talk us through what was said in the dressing room when you saw their team sheet. It was a lot younger than anyone expected from even this morning. So what was being said and what was going through your mind in terms of the opportunity?
We didn't really talk about it, to be fair. We didn't want to focus too much on who they were playing, what players they were using. You know, we just wanted to focus on ourselves, and if we showed up, we could put on a good performance, and we did.
Jack Stewart just said he felt a little bit disrespected by their first 11. Did you share that sentiment? He said he wanted to get it done, considering that.
You know, Stewie's a bit, he takes it to heart, so, you know, he's a bit soft sometimes, but, you know, it doesn't matter who they put out there. You know, they're all first-grade boys, so they'll be ready for it.
What's possible from here on in for this football club? I mean, you're no stranger to stages like this, so what can you do with this current group?
Oh, anything. I think we can go all the way, you know. If we put our minds to it and we keep playing good football, then we can go all the way and win it.
How enjoyable are these celebrations going to be?
Very enjoyable. I can't wait to get back in change rooms.
Go have some fun, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Jack Stewart, you got the flag. You're through to the round of 16 against A-League opposition, no less. How good does that feel?
Oh, it's awesome. It was super exciting. We kept saying it all week that we could do it, but, you know, actually doing it is a different thing. And after the first half being 1-0 up, couldn't be proud of the boys, and we just kept pushing. So it's awesome.
You scored your first goal against A-League opposition as well. You played for this club for a long time. How special is that moment for you personally?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, you always want to verse the best, and coming off the A-League champions, what better time to do it? So very exciting. Knew we had to do something for the team, and yeah, I'm so happy for it.
You deserved one after that effort in the first half. That was a ripper. Did you think it was going in? You absolutely battered the woodwork.
Yeah, I know. I was watching all the way thinking, here we go. Like, this is going to be a run off into the crowd, but it is what it is, and I got one later, which I'm happy with.
You have been in the champions, but they were very young. So when you saw that team sheet come out, What were you saying amongst yourselves in the dressing room about the possibility?
To be honest, after the warm-up, we all walked in going, we can really do this. This is our game. We can take it. And we kind of felt disrespected a little bit. And we thought, you know what, let's go and show them who we are.
Fair play. Well done. Enjoy the next round.
Thank you very much.
We fucking love winning! Yeah!